I think one of the biggest challenges we see at the moment is really about proving compliance. So if the regulator turns up and wants to know what have you done with about something or what are you doing, it's really about focusing on, well, how do we prove compliance from a regulatory standpoint? I think as well, one of the things that people are trying to do, and we can see them coming to us to talk about, is how do we tie everything together? So how does this specific regulatory change impact me as a business? So which risks does it impact? Which controls might it impact? So kind of figuring out how do distinct regulatory changes ultimately impact their business structures. And I think tying everything back together is where companies want to get to. I guess when I think of this, I was thinking more so like the risk that you're exposed to from a compliance perspective. So I think like content acquisition is really like a big exposure for people sometimes. So they're relying on people and relying on manual processes. So that's one of their key risks, is really about the fear of missing something. So nobody misses large regulatory changes, but it's the smaller ones, those ones that get published at 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon and maybe are a guideline or a Q&A that have an interpretation that you might change for a regulatory report. So I think, yeah, the risk side of it is, how do you minimize the risk that you're exposed to from a regulatory change perspective? And think, how do you automate some of those manual things? Obviously, as well, through automation, you reduce key person risk. So a lot of companies are relying on 2-3 people to gather all of this information for them, and they're exposing themselves even greater then to those key person risks. Yeah, I think the obvious answer here, kind of even thinking to some of my other answers, is really about automating the regulatory change acquisition piece. I would caution people, though, that there's a lot of data out there. So getting a data feed that is focused, that really reflects your business, is probably the most helpful thing. And it's where technology can really come into play. I think purpose-built softwares, purpose-built content is really what can help people improve. It can make sure that they can see the wood from the trees ultimately as well, and be able to kind of integrate that then with their broader risk and compliance program. So at Wolters Kluwer, we're focused on simplifying the complex and automating the manual tasks, right? So it's our purpose-built regulatory change management framework enables you to track those regulatory updates automatically. So that data feed, it's built for financial services institutions. So it's specific to the business area. And then our purpose-built software as well ensures that you can manage those regulatory changes as they come in. So to understand where this impacts you. So one of the unique things about Wolters Kluwer is we link our regulatory library that we provide you to those regulatory updates. So you get that instant impact assessment. You can see where does something impact you at the business level, and then ultimately take action on that. So with Wolters Kluwer, it's deep domain knowledge, right? So it's everything that you get with Wolters Kluwer are Wolters Kluwer acquired. So it's our people, our technology, and our consultants. So, and we're deep domain experts within that. So when you're working with Wolters Kluwer, it's one vendor and it's all expertise within our field. So we offer an augmented intelligence approach versus fully artificial intelligence. So what that means is we use artificial intelligence and we supplement that with people. So we find that that gives us superior results to just depending on artificial intelligence. With Wolters Kluwer, we're exclusively focused on the financial services industry. We're a customer-focused organization, and we have deep domain expertise within our area. Yeah, it's been great. Lots of really good conversations. It's interesting to hear lots of the talk around emerging technologies. It's great to hear people wanting to automate their solutions. I think everyone is really keen to move away from manual repetitive tasks and focus on using the knowledge that they've gained rather than acquiring data and things like that.